Hello, friends. I'm happy to come your way this afternoon. And today on Live Matters segment, we are going to talk about the final point on issues of life. For those of you that have been keeping pace with me, 3 weeks ago I came up with issues of life. Okay, we talk about 3 points under that, and today I'm going to give you the two remaining points under it. Okay, now we are talking about issues of life because we want to address some of the issues that we encounter in our various homes. Sometimes some of the issues are so difficult to handle that sometimes we do not rise up from there. Okay, but some of us too are able to rise up, but we want to address the common good, okay, so that if we should ever, or anyone should ever find himself or herself in such situation, the person will know what to do in order to come out of these situations. Okay, and that this is why the need to talk about this topic. Now the fourth point under issues of life is workplace. Now, one may ask, why the workplace? The workplace is so interesting area to talk about. Although we know that the workplace is where we dutifully render our services for which we are employed or hired, it can also be a place where we have to handle all sorts of things, okay? And some of the things that we handle sometimes are people. Okay, sometimes we have some toxic people at the workplace that they don't seem to appreciate anything that we do. They don't seem to like us personally to the point that they harbor everything that we do. For them, everything that we do, whether it's right, tends to be wrong. Okay. Now, when you find yourself in such shoes, what do you do? Okay. Now, mind you, it's a workplace, and that is where you get your livelihood. Okay. And I don't believe that we want to destroy a place that we get our source of income. Okay, and so where we find ourselves in situations of this nature, we must be very circumspect on how we go about handling such situation, so that an ordinary perceived situation may not be a field that we wouldn't want to handle. Okay, we may not be able to handle. Okay, and so when you find yourself with toxic people, okay, people that are so difficult to handle, sometimes the perception is there is this unhealthy competition between or among you people, okay, or there is this perception that he or she is trying to take over my position or something. Okay, now when you find yourself in a situation like that there is this negative energy being directed to you, I think that you must be careful and go about handling it in a professional manner. There is no need for there is no cause for alarm. There is no need for hate words, okay? Because it is not at the workplace that you have to be using hate words, because it will go a long way to destroy things, okay? And I also think that the best thing for you to do is get closer, because you wouldn't want to create unnecessary stress level for yourself where it will affect your productivity. Because mind you, the reason why you are there is for you to yield fruit, okay, for you to produce effectively and efficiently. And so anything that wants your yielding aspect to be distorted, I think you should find a way of addressing it rather than creating unnecessary tension for yourself. Okay, and so where you are faced with such people, I think that the solution is you must find time to address the issue with whoever is concerned. Okay, try as much as possible to deal with the issue in an amicable way. Okay, in an amicable and professional way. Okay, try to avoid any personal conflict that may want to ensue between the two of you or among you. Okay, get to know the person well, get to know the person's background, because you know that our background also plays a very vital role in our lives. Okay, know the person's attitude, the person's perception about the world, because they are all things that make that make a person. Okay, so all these things you must get to know, and then you approach the person, you talk to the person in a very professional manner. Okay, and then when the person begins to give you a response as to what you were feeling, you will begin to understand where the person is coming from, and then you next time you try addressing or dealing with the person from that level. Okay, because everybody has a level for which he or she views things. Okay, and so please try to handle it in a very professional manner, so that at the end of the day nobody will feel offended. Okay, now the last point is haunted past. Now I believe that we all have past issues. Okay, we all have past things that sometimes we are not so proud to talk about them. I have my past. I believe you also have your past. Okay, I am not afraid to talk about my past. It's my past, and trust me, I wouldn't mind if somebody wants to put my past outside. I don't really care. As for me, I'm a free, easygoing person, but you may not be like me. Okay, but your past is your past. Our past is there to help us to rewrite our future and our present situation. Okay, and so don't be so down-spirited about what your past entails. Whatever it is your past. It is now in your past. You cannot make anything out of it, but rather you can correct your present situation so that your future story will be changed. Okay, and so if you find yourself with a crazy stuff in your past, okay, and you are not too proud about it today, because today you are more civilized, because today you are leading a decent life, that's nice. Okay, but I believe that sometimes our past come hunting us, because sometimes the actions and the deeds that we may have been we may have done in our past, somebody is trying to use that secret against us. The person may want to leak our story, the person may want to bring it to the greater public, okay, to make the public see us in another perception. Okay, but hey, I believe that we should not be sweating over that haunted past, because sometimes our past may haunt us to the point that we may be having sleepless nights, and when it gets to that level, then it's becoming serious. Okay, now what will be the solution if we should be facing such situation? Okay, just as there is a saying that goes like, for all things look to yourself first. If you ask me, I'm going to say that be true to yourself, okay, and learn to forgive yourself first. Now, when you have inner peace within you, I don't think that you'll be so afraid if somebody brings out your past. I don't think you feel so disturbed if somebody will want to talk about your past. If you have learned to forgive yourself for the things that you have done that you are not so proud about, I believe that God will also forgive you. Okay, and so learn to forgive yourself, and then whoever may want to use the past against you, get to the person. Okay, try to strike a deal of understanding with the person, talk to the person. Okay, now if the person is still threatening to still leak whatever secret he or she has about you out, tell the person to go ahead, because you've tried solving it in order to prevent any indifferences that you may be having, but the person is not ready for that. So tell the person to do whatever he or she may want to do with it. Okay, and now if the secret is leaked out, please learn to own up to whatever story or whatever secrets they may leak out there. Learn to own up to it. One thing we should always realize, that we must learn to take responsibility of our actions, and then we move on from there. If you are able to take responsibility of your action, you pick the pieces of your life from there, and then you move on from there. We all have pasts. And so please don't be afraid if somebody wants to lick your story. And so if the person is licking your story, and so let the person go ahead with it. But honor, be sincere to yourself, okay? Because it is only in sincerity that you find that peace of mind that you may be looking for, okay? And then I think that as people, life in itself is up and down, okay? Life can never be rosy, life can never be rosy all the time. So it is not all the time sweet, it is not all the time nice, it is not all the time beautiful as people purport. Sometimes some of the things we see on social media, they are not really so. So don't be lured into believing that all is beautiful. The beautiful things you see on social media, do you know how it came about that it has become beautiful? Or when you get deeper into it, do you know the kind of things that are hidden behind the beauty? And so please, don't be so down-spirited if you have life issues that are up and down, okay? Especially in relation to your past, okay? And then try as much as possible not also to be disappointed. But so because the moment you be so disappointed that this is your past and it has been linked out, or this is your past and you cannot do something about it, if care is not taken, you may not be able to rise up from where you are in order to progress, okay? Let it go. Failures are part of life, but failures should not let you stay stagnant, okay? You may fail, but rise up on your feet and try again. Try as much as possible until you win. If you do not win, you don't quit. Okay, this race of life is not about quitters, okay? It is all about winners, okay? And so winners, we don't quit, okay? So you keep running, you keep fighting until you win, okay? I believe that if you do not allow failure to weigh you down, but you keep pressing on, I think that progressively you succeed and you make it and you enjoy that life potential, that full potential that God has given you. I believe that these points have been helpful. Okay, for those of you that have not seen the part 1 and part 2, okay, please try to watch the video and then you understand better. I'll come your way next week with another edition on something interesting. Bye bye. Love you all. Be good.